Hello everyone, in this video we are just going to configure multiple periodic threads in the real-time operating system that we have developed till this video. Let's get started. So coming to the periodic thread, we have configured and we are running a periodic thread task 3 here. So this is a periodic thread based out of systick, and it is configured using the same systick, except that coming to the scheduler RR function right over here, we are just incrementing this periodic tick variable until it is 100. If it is 100, we are just executing the task 3. So this is a periodic thread which runs for every 100 tick of periodic tick variable, and this periodic tick variable will be incremented in systick handler or pend sv handler right over here. You can clearly see in every pend sv handler this is called once, and this pend sv handler will be called inside the systick handler. So we are just calling and running the systick handler with the quanta time of 2 millisecond. So 2 millisecond is the quanta time of systick handler. So I'm just changing here to be 10. Now for every 10 millisecond systick handler will be called, and this particular scheduler RR function will be called for every 10 millisecond, and if the periodic tick reaches 100, we will be getting the task 3 executed, which means 100 into systick time 10, which is 1000 millisecond, is the period for this particular task 3. So for every 1 second, this particular periodic tick task 3 runner variable will be incremented, which means for every 1 second the task 3 will be running. This is a periodic task, so which is running in the same systick. So I hope you remember this. We just did each and every step of this in the cube IDE. Now we are just going to create another task. Let's take it to be task 4 itself. Now what I will do here is I will just copy this, and here I am just going to make it task 4. I will rename this variable to be task 3 runner. Here I will just rename it to be task 4 runner, or I will just remove this task naming here. Here also I will remove this, and here I will just name it as periodic runner 1, periodic runner 2. Now coming to the variable definition, I am just going to name it as periodic runner 1 comma periodic runner 2. That's it. Now coming inside the kernel.h, here similar to extending the task 3, I am just going to extend the task 4 also. That task 4 definition we have just written in here in the main.c file, and coming inside the kernel.c file, here instead of incrementing the periodic tick right over here, I will just increment here, and here I am just going to check for 100, or what I will do is I will just modulo it to 100 and I will check for the value 0. So for every 100 milliseconds this task 3 will be incremented, and here I am just going to remove this, and below this I am just going to check for 200, here 100, and this time I am just going to call the task 4. That's it. And coming inside this, I am just going to periodic tick equal to 0. That's it. Now for every 100 ticks of periodic tick variable, I will get this task 3 executed, and for every 200 ticks of periodic tick variable, I will get this task 4 executed. So these two are periodic threads, and we have successfully implemented multiple periodic threads inside the Keel Microvision IDE. I'm just going to build this project. It's built with 0 errors and 0 warnings. Now I'm just going to run the Keel Microvision debug view by clicking on this particular icon, or Ctrl plus F5 in the keyboard. Now I can remove this. There is no variable in that name. Instead of that, I'm just going to pull this variable periodic runner 1 and 2. Let me just run this program. You can see periodic runner is running, and for every 2 ticks of periodic runner 1, the periodic runner 2 is incremented. So here I'm stopping this. You can clearly see periodic runner 2 is 10 and periodic runner 1 is 20, which means periodic runner 1 is incremented twice as fast as periodic runner 2. So for every second, periodic runner 1 is incremented, and for every 2 seconds, periodic runner 2 is incremented, which means task 3 is executed for every 1 second and task 4 is executed for every 2 seconds. That's it. So we successfully implemented multiple periodic threads in this real-time operating system that we have developed. I hope you understood this. And in this video, additionally, we are just going to include the led.h and .c file for visualizing the output in the hardware. So here I'm just going to involve led. So I'm just going to create a new .c file led, and additionally I'm just going to create header file led, and from this led.h I'm just going to copy and paste everything right over here, and coming to the led.c I'm just going to copy and paste whatever here we want. That's it. So I'm just going to connect 3 LEDs, one to PA5, other to PA6, and one more to PA7 of Nucleo F446RE development board or STM32 F446RE development board. So here what I will do is I will just configure each and every pin as output. So here we have already configured the PA5 as output, and we have two functions to turn on PA5 and for turning off PA5. So here we have function for turning on the LED converter to PA5 and turn off the LED which is converted to PA5. Additionally, I am just going to add two more functions. So basically I am just going to connect blue, red and white LEDs. So what I will do is I will just name it as red LED toggle. So here I will just I'm just going to connect the red LED to PA7. So I'm just going to toggle PA7 instead of OR. I'm just going to give XOR, and additionally I'm just going to write the definition for white LED toggle. So white LED I'm just going to connect to PA6, and to the PA5 I'm just going to connect blue LED. That's it. I'm just going to remove this function. I don't want that. And coming to the .h, I'm just going to extend the scope of all these functions. That's it. Now coming to the initialization part, I'm just going to call this initialization well before in this main. This will actually initialize and runs the PA5 clock, and also it will initialize all the PA5, 6 and 7 pin as output pins. So PA5 has been configured as output pin right over here. Now here I am just going to configure PA6 as output using these two lines and PA7 as output using these two lines. So here I can name it as 12, 13, 14 and 15. So coming to the user manual of the STM32, you can clearly see PA5 we have 10 and 11 bits, PA6 we have 12 and 13 bits, PA7 we have 14 and 15 bits. So configuring 0 1 will configure it as output. So I just want to clear 11, 13 and 15th pin, and I want to set 14, 12 and 10th bit. You can see 11, 13 and 15th bit has been cleared, 14, 12 and 10th bit has been set. Now I am just compiling this. It is compiled with one error. What is the error? Let me just okay, we have not included the LED header right over here. That is the problem. I can just add it. Now I am compiling this. Just compile with 0 errors. Now coming inside the task 3, along with this I am just going to toggle blue LED, and coming inside the task 4 I am just going to toggle white LED. So it is not coming. Why it is not coming? Some spelling mistake maybe. White spelling is wrong here. Let's build. Now I'm just moving to the debug view. Now I'm just going to run this program. You can see the blue LED is toggling for every 1 second, and for every 2 seconds the white LED is toggling, which is running in task 4. White LED is running in task 4 and blue LED is running in task 3. So we successfully included the LEDs, hardware LEDs, into our RTOS system. So from here on we will be using the LEDs also for demonstration purpose in our real-time operating system that we are developing. So in this video I hope you learnt how you can configure and run multiple periodic threads in real-time operating system round robin scheduler along with the round robin scheduler, and also we just included the LED library by our own for demonstrating the real-time operating system that we have developed. So from here on we'll be using the LED for demonstrating the threads of real-time operating system in hardware. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.